Emmett, what's your outlook? Where's your confidence at having a season under your belt that you got some run just this year compared to a season ago?
Yes, sir. My confidence, is still the same, but I'm just more excited to start fall camp and just get this started with my teammates. I just can't wait. I feel like it's the best time of the year, so I'm just really excited for that.
What did you get out of last season, getting that first action?
Yes, sir. I just gained a lot more experience. I would definitely say I learned a lot of football. I learned a lot, mental toughness things, little things like that. Just learned a lot overall, but I'm just really excited for this season.
What did you learn from like the mental toughness?
The mental part of it,
yeah.
Just dealing with adversity like I've been doing, but as a team, going through it with everybody, picking each other up after losses, little things like that. A lot of those close games, learned a lot of things, and yeah.
Do you see yourself as the incumbent, as the returning starter, or do you see you, Ramir, and Gabe?
Those are all great players, Ramir and Gabe are good players. I just always have confidence in myself and my ability on the field, so I'm just going to go out there and just perform the way that I'm supposed to.
Like, for example, you expect to take the first snap at some practice. You feel like you've earned that?
Yes, sir.
What were you proud of in spring camp that you did to sort of establish yourself after the end of last season?
I would definitely say just being consistent throughout camp. That's what I was most proud of. My tape looked the same the first day as it did on the last day of camp, which is big for me, just being consistent, showing up every day, going out there and working extremely hard, and also, learning and looking for my mistakes every day after practice rather than looking for the things that I did well.
Do you think that experience last year, you had confidence in yourself all along, but do you think that earned confidence from your teammates and your coaches to where now that you've done it, they believe in you maybe a little bit more than they did before you had that experience?
Personally, I would say my confidence has been the same, but I'll definitely say, I've learned a lot, with Coach EJ, and just watching the tape from last year to this year, I'll say I've definitely grown a lot from watching the tape.
What differences do you see in the tape?
I would definitely say I'm just a lot stronger now. I'm seeing things a lot more clearly. I'll say my vision and everything like that is a lot better. My pre-snap process is a lot better.
How will kind of improving skill position depth at other spots maybe help the running backs this year, and kind of what you guys are trying to do?
You said improving depth at other spots, you said?
Yeah, having a more consistent passing threat, things like that. How does that kind of bleed over into helping you guys do what you're going to do?
Yes, sir. I'll definitely say, having a passing game opens up the run. So I would say we definitely play off of each other. Having some weapons in the receiving game is going to be big for us because we have a lot of tough runners and tough running backs who can make big plays. So I'll say it will go hand in hand.
Returning the majority of the linebackers, is there kind of like a timing aspect that kind of remains the same and kind of advantage to that, just feeling out the timing of who you're running behind and kind of that sort of stuff?
The O-line?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I would definitely say those guys, have a lot of experience, a lot of veteran guys there. Bryce Benhart, being from Minnesota too, that's my guy. And just seeing, since I got here to seeing him now, he's made a big jump. Even being here, Justin, there's a lot of those other guys, even Mazuka, the transfer that just came in. I'll say they have a great bond and they played a lot of football. So I'm definitely excited about that as a running back because I know those guys are experienced and they're gonna, go out there and block their tail off for me. So that feels good.
How's your pass blocking progressed?
Yeah, my pass blocking has progressed a lot. I'll definitely say since I got here, EJ's kind of the one who I took a big step with when it came to pass pro, and just learning a lot of different things about that. So I'll say it's definitely progressed, but I'm going to keep working at it, and I'm not satisfied with it at all.
Sometimes, like, high school running backs are stars. You were too. You don't have to do a lot of pass blocking. You're the guy catching the passes.
Yes,
so when you get here, what's one of the hardest lessons you learn right away about how to do that well?
I'll definitely say just being extremely physical in pass pro. A lot of guys, they don't expect you to really come in and smack them as hard as, they think. So I'll definitely say just being physical in pass pro. At the end of the day, if you're being physical and hitting the linebacker hard, they're not going to want to rush anymore. So I would definitely say just being consistently physical and just, showing my dominance in that way too. That's just as important as running the football or catching the football. So pass pro is extremely important to me.
What did you learn about what it takes to be a successful Big Ten running back, especially those late season games when the grind is real? What lessons did you take away from that experience last year?
I would say just, being consistent and being, overall, a three-down back. For me, I take big pride in that, being able to run in between tackles, being able to catch the football. To be, the best in the Big Ten and also the best in the country, you have to have all three of those things. And the Big Ten is really physical. You have to be able to have endurance. You have to, take your recovery serious. Something I've started to do now is meditation. I've been taking all those little things serious because when I get on the field, I want to be as fresh as possible, have no weakness, but I want game 1 week to look the same as game 5 or 6 week and towards the end of the season.
So who among the Big Ten opponents, not your own teammates, hit you the hardest last year?
Honestly, I couldn't really tell you like one person that stood out. Honestly, don't really feel a lot of those hits, if you ask me. But there's some guys that probably hit me pretty hard, but I either bounced back up or I was falling forward. So,
was there a defense in particular that struck you as they're bringing it?
I would say Iowa had a great defense last season. Let me think another game that had a pretty physical defense. I would say Iowa's probably the team that sticks out the most when it came to defense. Other than that, I would say there's a lot of tough teams that we played, but Iowa's probably the biggest team that stuck out to me.
Talk about the emphasis this offseason on holding on to the ball. It's been such a subject,
Yes, sir.
I feel like I got to ask you.
No, it's extremely important. I said the same thing last season. Now we just got to put that into action this year. Protecting the football is everything for this program, and it's what's been keeping us from winning football games. So I take big pride in that. I'm going to hold my teammates accountable to taking care of the football. I know, as a stat, it shouldn't come from the coaches. Like, as players, we have to be the ones to take that serious. And so you're going to see me definitely working at that and definitely pushing other people to protect the football, because that's going to help us win a lot of games this year.
How's that being emphasized differently this year than maybe it has been in the past?
The ball security?
Yeah.
I'll say it's definitely the same, but now it's more of just doing it. The action part of it. Last year we always said it every week, but then we'd still come out and sometimes, drop the football or drop the pass. So I would say this year it's just got to come from the players, and we just got to put it into action from game 1 and just keep that throughout the whole season. We shouldn't have no let-ups.
I don't know if we asked you this, but do you remember how you felt when they come in and they say Gabe's out for the year, Ramir's out for the year, you better get ready to go? How did you feel in that moment? That was a Sunday probably for you.
Yes, sir. I mean, those guys come in and work their tails off, so it's definitely tough seeing those guys go down. I've always just been ready for my opportunity, so it felt good getting my opportunity and everything. I felt like I was ready for it, but this year I just feel like I'm way more ready for it than I was last year. It was a tough feeling because you never want guys to go down with injuries. Those are my guys. Ramirez, like my brother. So watching those guys go down was tough, but this year I would definitely say I'm ready to go.
What do you respect about Ramir? He's chosen to come back for another year. He's battled a lot of injuries. What do you respect about him?
Yeah, Ramir's played a lot of football here. I respect, everything about him. I would say that's like my brother. Like he's taught me a lot of things since I've gotten here to this university. We're always hanging out outside of football. We do a lot of things together. He's a really smart player. He has a lot of experience. He's a tough runner. He's above 200 pounds now. He's a strong runner too. So Ramir's been doing a great job with that, and he's just an overall good person on and off the field. He's a good teammate. He's just somebody that you want somebody to look up to and have a role model with.
With this
How
being
do
your
How do Ramir and Gabe make you better?
Yeah, I'll definitely say from the experience aspect, if they see something I need to do better, they'll tell me. Same thing for me. If I see something they need to do better, they'll tell me. Just being coachable has been important, and those guys are hungry coming off injury, so they're ready to go.
Do you learn more from success or failure? Because I'm thinking back to last year, you had some real high moments in Maryland, a couple runs there, and then some not so bright moment, the Illinois thing. Or do you take it all together? And what does that do for you?
I'll definitely say failure is your best teacher. In my life, I've dealt with a lot of adversity, so going through those tough times have been the best things that I've learned from it. You can always learn from winning as well too, but for me, I always focus on the things I'm doing bad, because I think they'll take me a long way. Nobody's perfect, but I'm definitely going to try to be the best in every category. I want to be a 3-down back. I want to be the best receiving back. I want to be able to run in between tackles. I want to be a pass pro. So all those things are hand in hand, but I'll definitely say failure is your best teacher, and that's what helped me get to it.
And Coach Rule was talking about how it's going to be a competition. You may be getting first reps one day and third reps the next. How do you guys balance the competition? These guys are your boys. These are brothers of yours, and fighting, and you want the job as much as him. You guys understand that, though, right?
Yes, sir. I just have a lot of confidence in myself, and so it doesn't really matter, what reps or whatever it is. I'm just going to go out there and show what I can do, and leave that up to them to make the decision. But as far as me, I'm just going to go out there and do what I do. But most importantly, I'm just I'm so excited for this season, and just to get out there with my teammates and just football. Man, I love football, so I just can't wait to be out there.
With this being your second camp and kind of your second time preparing for a season, what can you learn from your first time doing it and what to do differently? And
camp is tough, physically and mentally. So just being strong mentally will get me through this camp. Like I said, I've worked with a guy from back home named Troy Bell. I've been getting into meditation, just trying to keep my mental straight during this time. I get off social media, delete all of that, just to focus and take it day by day. Just learning as much as I can every single day. That's what I learned from last week in camp. Is your body's gonna feel, horrible some days, but you gotta still go out there and compete. So for me, just putting my body in the best position to perform every single day at a high level.
How did you get into meditation? When did that start?
I would say I've kind of been doing it naturally for a while, but now I've been getting more into it. For a guy named Troy from back home, just controlling my breathing, controlling my mind, because a lot of the game is physical, but you got to have a good mindset. You have to be in a good mind to be able to go out there and play hard every single day on Saturdays. So I just been training my mind, and I'm going to keep growing with it. It's something that I'm taking extremely serious during this time. So.
Is there like an app
your
that you use?
routine?
Sorry.
No, I kind of got like a playlist that I use, and so I kind of get into that. I just control my breathing. I start with just soaking in everything that's going on in my life. I have some sounds going on. Just take me to a place like, for example, I took a trip to Hawaii last year, which is probably one of the best moments of my life. But just visioning myself there, place in the middle of nowhere, visioning what I need to do for the day, visioning my life, how my schedule is going to be. I'll say just visioning what I'm going to be doing during the week is everything, because manifestation is real, and I think just learning a lot about what you have to do and knowing in your brain what you can do is a lot. So I would say just keep working at it. I'll keep working at it, and I'll get better as the season goes on.
There's been a lot of talk this offseason about some of your guys' close losses last year in the Jason Theory documentary, and everybody seems to go to turnovers right away. Do you think another aspect might be, like, as a running back, making big plays to kind of get the momentum for your offense and maybe being like an explosive player? Do you think less so focusing on the negatives and focusing on what you could do? Do you think that can help you guys this year?
Yes, for sure. Like you said, turnovers are important, but I definitely think being explosive is something that I'm going to do a great job of on this year. I'm trying to put our team in a great position to put up points. Every touch that I get, I want to make the most out of it, and I think that'll eliminate some of those turnovers. Big plays, explosive plays, gets everybody going. So.
Do you think Marcus Satterfield said that you turn the ball over, you're not going to play? Do you think that's kind of maybe looming a little bit in the running back room? How important it is the ball security this year?
Yeah, we all know how important it is. Like Coach Sat said, it's extremely important. But us as a player, you never want to be the type of player to turn the ball over, keep the ball on the ground. Like, that ball is everything for this program. Like, we're trying to win football games, so we got to take that extremely important. It shouldn't have to come from the coaches. They're going to say it, but I think it should come from players.
What specifically, Emmett, does a running back do to become a bigger big play back?
A bigger big play back?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think some guys just have it in them, some guys don't. For me, I've been explosive, which has been a great part of my game. Ever since I was younger, I've been an explosive player. So for me, it's just, I got 10 pounds stronger now. So being strong and being able to be explosive will be really tough to stop, especially the Big Ten, and being able to catch the ball at the backfield as well.
What do you tell people, like your friends back home, about the physicality of the Big Ten? Is that a real discussion?
Yeah, I just tell them that I love it. I love how physical it is, especially me growing up in Minnesota with the weather. Playing schools like UCLA, USC, having those guys come down to our temperature and seeing how it is. I've played games in the snow personally, growing up in high school, so a lot of guys want to tackle me when it comes to cold games, and people start to get soft. So I kind of like how physical it is, and I think you got to be the toughest player to be able to succeed at this level. The Big Ten is extremely physical, so you got to be able to deal with all of that stuff.
Talking about the mind side of things, like getting thrown in the starting role at running back at a place like this as a true freshman. I mean, how did you have to balance that and just handle that at a place this big where everything's kind of magnified at a pretty high level?
Just maintaining focus, being consistent. Those are the two things I would say. You just got to be focused every day, not make it bigger than what it is. Just going out there playing football, but trying to help our program win as much games as possible. So I would definitely say I've kind of just took it as, I'm trying to be the best player and help this team win games, and it's nothing else.
Mindset. Go ahead.
What would you tell yourself then, what you know now? Like, what piece of advice would you give your younger version of yourself as you were coming into the program?
So younger, like coming in as a true freshman?
Yeah.
Just like I said, being consistent, taking care of your body, taking care of your mental, most importantly. I'll tell myself coming in, I feel like I've always been focused, but I think this is the most focused I've ever been in my life. Like, I feel like this is the best shape I've ever been in my life. Telling myself I can do something and doing it, most importantly. So this year it's no ifs and buts. It's more of like I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
Mindset. You talk about mindset. Did you come in thinking I'm the number one back here?
Yes, sir.
Do you?
Yes, sir.
Is that any hesitancy?
No, I believe in myself, obviously. You know, it's up to the coaches to decide, but I'm going to go out there and compete as much as I can every single day.
What's the value of the reps that you got last year? Not just you, but guys like Malachi and some of the other younger guys that had a chance with injuries or whatever. How much does that carry over now? What's the value in that time for you?
You said the reps?
Yeah, the game reps. Kind of
yeah, those have been big. Like I said, I kind of go back and watch myself last year on film, and it's just like, I don't laugh, but I'm just like, that was pretty good, but that's not nowhere near what I am now. So the reps have been big. Watching film has been teaching me a lot of different things going into this year. Something I'm going to do every single day and look for the things I got to get better at. Not things that I did well, but focus on the things that I can get better at for this year to just make it easy for me on Saturdays.
What do you look back on and be like, that wasn't so great?
Just a couple plays that now I feel like I would score last year, and then a couple more tackles that I feel like I would have broke. Would have been big plays. So just looking back at those, and also, plays after the catch. I want to be able to turn, a catch into a big play as well, whether if it's a check down, a swing, anything like that. Just more explosiveness this year is what you're going to see from me.
Ramir said that you guys were pretty close. He said that you were his guy. What have you seen from him working back from the injury last year?
Yeah, that's my dog, man. That's my brother from another mother. Ramir, he's worked his tail off. Like, I would say he definitely approached, that injury the best I've ever seen anybody approach an injury. He take it day by day. He was in here recovering his body. He was supporting us last season. A lot of guys, when they get hurt, they could be like, oh, I'm just going to focus on me and not come back to support. But he was there. He was in the meetings. He was helping me out with everything. So that just shows the type of person he is, and I know he's going to come back hungry, and he's going to be successful.
Was there a moment that maybe you had to help him throughout the recovery? Was there a tough moment? He was like, I just need you. Was there one of those?
I would just say I was definitely trying to be there for him during that time. We talked a lot over the phone when he wasn't, in person with us, but just showing that, we have a brotherhood in the room, so being there for him was big after the season. I went in there and checked on him, make sure he was good every week, and he was checking on me too, which shows the type of person he is.
All right, that's all the time we got for
Thank
tonight.
you.
Thank you, Emmett. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you guys.